live from Miami. Knockout games, loser goes home, winner advances to the last 16. Lionel Messi and co have had a storming start to this competition. 3 out of 3 in the group stage. The magician himself with 6 goals in those 3 games, looking to march on and continue the defense of their world title. Cape Verde, what a story it's been for them. Debutants at this stage, 3 draws in their first 3 group games to advance in second place, including a memorable 0-0 draw in the opener against one of the other tournament favourites in Spain. Can the fairy tale continue? Will another chapter be written, or will it be a game too far? Both sets of players out on the field of play at the moment as the national anthems have been concluded, and we swiftly approach kickoff from Florida. Looking like a pretty much Argentina home game, judging by the crowd. The white and blue shirts decked out in the stands. Of course, Messi playing his football in Miami in the MLS, so a home game of sorts for him. And what can be left to say about the Argentinian captain? 19 goals at this stage, record score for the competition, although Kylian Mbappe, swiftly creeping up on him, became the very first player to score in 7 consecutive matches with his free kick against Jordan for his 6th goal so far of this competition. In front of him this evening, however, is a stern Cape Verde defence led by veteran 40-year-old goalkeeper Vozinha in between the sticks. 2 clean sheets in their 3 games, and that scoreless draw against Spain, as we previously mentioned, as well as a stalemate against Saudi Arabia. They've already played at this venue before, have Cape Verde. That 2-2 draw against Uruguay, one of the games of the tournament so far. Will we see similar entertainment on show today? Drew Fisher from Canada is our match official today for the game, with Armando Villarreal, our VAR official as well. So just before kickoff, we will bring you some team news. And Lionel Scaloni, Argentina manager, had the luxury of rotating his side for that final group game against Jordan, having already secured passage to the last 32. So he makes 9 changes to that side that ran out 3-1 winners against Jordan. Only the 2 Martinez's remain, Emiliano Martinez in goal and Lautaro Martinez up front. In full, it is Aston Villa's goalkeeper in between the sticks. Now Molina comes in at right back with Christian Romero and Lisandro Martinez at the back. Facundo Medina of Marseille is at left back. In the middle of the park then, Alexis McAllister and Enzo Fernandez are once again partnered with Rodrigo de Paul and Thiago Almada on either side, with Lionel Messi and Lautaro Martinez up front. Bobista of Cape Verde also has rung the changes, 5 for him in total, as he looks to pull off what could possibly be the greatest shock on the world stage of all time. Vozinha remains in goal. First change of the game sees Steven Moreira come in at right back, but that centre-back partnership of Pico Lopez and Dini Borges remain at the back. Sidney Lopez Cabral at left back. Kevin Pina, who got their first goal at this stage, sits in the middle, with the Duarte brothers, Deroy and Laros, in the middle of the park. Skipper Ryan Mendez earns his 100th cap on the right-hand side, with another change at the left. Jovan Cabral over on the wing. Nuno da Costa of Istanbul Başakşehir leads the line for the Sharks. And what a game. The biggest game in Cape Verdean history about to begin momentarily. Only featured for the first time in qualifiers back in 1992. And now, 34 years later, they are facing the defending champions and Lionel Messi, who is primed and ready to go. Cape Verde kicking off in this first half, shooting from right to left, decked out in all blue. Argentina in those famous blue and white shirts, white shorts and white socks, aiming to become just the third side to win this competition back to back after Italy in 1934 and 1938 and their South American rivals Brazil in 1958 and 1962. Early spell of possession. Didi Borges left of that back two on the ball for Cape Verde. Goes long towards Da Costa. That's cut out by Romero. And then Molina can't quite control that, and it's out for a Cape Verde throw in early in this first half. Jovan Cabral into the middle, back to his namesake Sidney Lopez, playing at left back today. And now Dini Borges, 36th cap for him this evening. Plays his football in the UAE with Al Bataya. Now Vozinho, one of the stories of the tournament, clips it out to this left hand side. Lopez Cabral down the line for Cabral, holding off Molina, cuts inside, finds Kevin Pina, and that's a loose pass from Pina. He's given it straight to Thiago Almada. Here's Lautaro Martinez now on the edge of the box, slips one into the middle to Paul, chasing it at the back post, and Cabral just had to get around and usher him out. Goal kick for Cape Verde. Nervy moment there for Kevin Pina, just giving the ball away a bit carelessly in the middle of the park, almost paying for it. Daily Pina scored Cape Verde's very first goal on this stage in this stadium against Uruguay. That brilliant long range free kick. Here's Pico Lopez now on the ball for Cape Verde. Long pass forward out to this left hand side, looking for Cabral. It's off target, straight into the gloves of Emiliano Martinez, who has a new hairstyle with the Argentinian flag dyed into the left side of his head. And world champions get their first real piece of possession. Molina on the right hand side, infield to Rodrigo de Paul. Loose pass from him though, it's closed down brilliantly by Da Costa. Martinez out of his goal quickly to intervene. So a couple of errors there in possession for both sides in this opening 2 minutes or so. Here's Romero now, ushering his side forward up the pitch, goes to the feet of Rodrigo de Paul, gets it back out to Molina on this right hand side. Heavy touch from him and possession is turned over into the middle. Here's Sidney Lopez Cabral, little ball into the centre, doesn't quite work. Messi now gets his first touch around halfway, challenge in there from Pina, given away again. Messi finds Enzo Fernandez, good strength in the middle. Now Lautaro Martinez gets the wrong side of Pico Lopez, out to the left hand side. Here's Almada. Argentina looking for an early goal here to set them on their way. Out to the left hand side here for Kunda Medina, just forced all the way back from Mendes to the halfway line. Now Lisandro Martinez, Enzo Fernandez picks it up near the halfway line. Almada holding off Mendes as Cape Verde retreat back into their defensive shape. Romero inside the Cape Verdean half. Nice little move inside from Molina. 1-2 with McAllister. Molina goes down at the edge of the box, and it is Sidney Lopez Cabral who's penalised, arm across the face of the Argentinian fullback, although the referee in fact has said play on. Looked as though he was going to blow up there for an Argentinian free kick, but we play on. Here's Moreira now for Cape Verde, up toward the halfway line, just takes the safe option, and Pina, and then Borges has Duarte next to him. Roy Duarte, that is. Pico Lopez, Duarte out to this left hand side. Lopez Cabral, lovely little shimmy of the hips to try get beyond De Paul, who stuck to his task and then commits a late challenge on the Cape Verde fullback. Referee has penalised the Argentinian midfielder, of course also playing his football in Miami. Rodrigo De Paul not afraid to put his boot in, as we well know. Just a bit late there on Lopez Cabral as it came in. We see that challenge on Molina from the same player. Perhaps a bit lucky, but an early chance here for Cape Verde to fire this one into the box. Free kick along this left hand side, just inside the Argentinian half. Lopez Cabral goes short to Jamaro Cabral. Ball floated into the back post, just about cleared away by Lisandro Martinez though. Picked up, here's Ryan Mendes over the far side. Taking on the fullback, low cross into the middle is blocked down by Medina. Throw in for Cape Verde, who've made a decent start here. 5 minutes gone. Argentina 0, Cape Verde 0. Mendes just dropping the ball down for Moreira. Also plays his football in the US with Columbus Crew. Long ball into Da Costa, trying to get the flick on. It's over his head. Lisandro Martinez away, flicked on by Lautaro Martinez, but it falls here at the feet of Pina. Now, here's Cabral. Jovan Cabral just bullied out of it by DePaul and Molina. Now Argentina can come forward. Messi picks it up in the centre circle. Gives it to Enzo Fernandez. Now McAllister shifted on further for Molina on this right-hand side. Infield to DePaul. Cape Verde working hard, but Argentina maintaining possession and control. Enzo Fernandez picking it up from the base of midfield. Thiago Almada trying to get involved. Back to Chelsea man, just shy of the halfway line. Martinez is dropped short off the centre-back to pick up possession and finds Fernandez once more. Out to this right-hand side. Christian Romero crossing over halfway. Surveying his options. Molina is one of them out to his right-hand side. Cape Verde again just dropping off the ball. Little pass infield to McAllister though. He has it nicked off by Cabral, but Mendes can't quite control it. Tackle in there from Romero, and it's straight at the feet of Vozinha now. 94th cap for the 40-year-old today. Here's his football in the Portuguese second tier with Chavez. Here's Pico Lopez. Good news for him. His club side Shamrock Rovers winning tonight. They were in action against Sligo Rovers. Vozinha, ball into the feet of Da Costa. Can't control it, and it breaks in the middle now. Enzo Fernandez, Martinez up with him. Can't release the pass, and it's cleared by Borges. And now Mendes on the chase on that loose ball. He's beaten Facundo Medina to it on the right hand side. Mendes at the edge of the Argentine box, onto his left foot, shot at goal is blocked, and it just dribbles its way into the arms of Emiliano Martinez. Nice open start to this game. Cape Verde not afraid to hit Argentina on the counter, and the world champions just need to be wary of that threat. Here's Alexis McAllister now. Rodrigo DePaul. Argentina yet to get a real foothold in this game, but they're in possession now with Lisandro Martinez. And a direct traffic in front of him, pointing and gesturing at his teammates. Instead he just goes to his centre-back partner in Christian Romero. Messi gets on the ball, little pass to McAllister around the corner, then drop the shoulder and plays it out to this right-hand side. Goes down as he released the pass to Molina. Here's Rodrigo DePaul. McAllister just about to beat Duarte to the ball in the middle of the park. Pass out to the left-hand side. Medina gets there before Moreira, into the feet of Thiago Almada. Now Enzo Fernandez along the left-hand side gets his head up. Lovely switch of play out to Molina. Well read though by Cabral, and now Cape Verde can maybe get on the counter-attack. Jovan Cabral finds his namesake Sidney Lopez. Cabral on this left-hand side, powering down. White and blue shirts surround him, and DePaul, Almada and Molina just converge on the fullback and win it back for the South American side. Here's McAllister. Messi makes a dart in behind, but the pass wasn't quite on, so McAllister holds on to the ball just inside the centre circle. It's a Messi now on this right hand side. Little ball in behind from Molina, who's made a forward run. Dini Borges is across though, and easy enough take for him, and it will be a goal kick. As we see a replay again, Vozinha showing a little drop of the shoulder to get beyond Lautaro Martinez. Full of confidence is the 40-year-old, and why not? So Cape Verde go long into the middle. Duarte with the flick. Cabral gets there ahead of Romero, and is then just side down in the middle of the park by the Tottenham Hotspur defender. Free kick. And Argentina in this opening 10 or so minutes haven't quite had it all their own way. Just one of three teams who had a 100% record in the group stages, along with co-hosts Mexico and France. convincing in that group alongside Algeria, Austria and Jordan. Here's Pico Lopez stepping out of the back line. Little ball down the end, looking for DaCosta. Bit of miscommunication between the two as it goes straight to Emiliano Martinez. Here's Alexis McAllister now. Going to get things moving for Argentina in the middle of the park. Messi coming short to pick up possession, finding Lisandro Martinez, and now here's Enzo Fernandez. Messi free in the centre circle, and here is the Argentinian skipper. Just dropped the shoulder and finds Almada. Lovely little ball forward, searching for Lautaro Martinez, but Borges read that perfectly and clears for Cape Verde. Lisandro Martinez now on halfway. Alexis McAllister. Enzo Fernandez wants to attack down this left-hand side. A little layoff there by Almada. Just picked up possession again. 40 yards from the Cape Verde goal. Finds Lautaro Martinez. McAllister now. Little triangles developing for Argentina in the middle of the park as Enzo Fernandez comes out to this right-hand side. Here's Romero. Oh, very narrow in there. Messi. First time layoff back to Romero, and now Rodrigo de Paul. Good pressure there from Jogan Cabral, and it's all the way back to Emiliano Martinez in the Argentinian goal. Here's Lisandro Martinez approaching halfway. Nice insightful pass to the feet of Thiago Almada out to the left-hand side now. Medina's gotten forward, little reverse pass. Here's Enzo Fernandez, pulls it back to the penalty spot. Well read that time by Pina, and now Duarte leaves it back for Moreira as Cape Verde look to come forward. Moreira gets the return pass to Duarte, who does well to keep it in play initially, and then wins a throw-in from Medina. So, good defensive work there from Cape Verde. We're holding strong. Well, beaten in their last 5, Cape Verde. 4 draws in that. Just the 1 win against Serbia. Meanwhile, Argentina won their last 12. To go back to last qualifying game against Colombia to find a defeat for them. Ball in the hands now of Emiliano Martinez. Here's the Manchester United centre-back Lisandro Martinez. Carrying it out, no real pace or intent as Enzo Fernandez picks up possession just shy of the halfway line. Argentina thus far struggling to break down this Cape Verdean defence. No true chances to speak of for either side as of yet. Mendes had that shot that was blocked for Cape Verde, but I've yet to see any Messi magic or anything like that for Argentina. A long way to go. Out to this right-hand side, Almada tight on the touchline, has to go back to Medina. Now Lisandro Martinez. Romero. Every Argentinian player inside the Cape Verde half who are dropping deeper. Lautaro Martinez can't quite get hold of that ball from Almada. It's cleared by Pina, but again, Cape Verde just at the moment struggling to get out of their own half in any form of possession. We saw obviously this type of game against Spain in their opening fixture in Atlanta. Molina inside to Romero. Here's Alexis McAllister. Molina again along the right-hand side to Paul. Tight on this touchline inside to McAllister once more. Argentina not really zipping it about with any great intent. Comfortable in possession, not really going anywhere. Now can Paul move centrally, have any influence? Enzo Fernandez onto Medina on the left-hand side. Thought about the cross, but instead comes back, and here's Fernandez. Now Rodrigo de Paul, 35 yards from the Cape Verde goal. Lisandro Martinez looking forward, all very narrow in there as Cape Verde tries to squeeze Argentina infield. Romero inside the centre circle. De Paul. Enzo Fernandez. Again, avenues closed down, forced back to De Paul, gets his head up, little slip pass. Lovely interplay. Messi at the edge of the box. Messi onto his left foot, goes for the goal, and it's just dragged wide. First real sight for Leo Messi. Hasn't been involved too much, but comes alive as the ball comes to him in the box. Beats one defender. Borges goes to close him, just drags the shot wide of Vizinha's post. He was looking for that bottom corner. Nice little bit of interplay along that left-hand side for Argentina. And Messi, first opportunity for the skipper, searching for his 20th goal. in this competition. Become the first player to feature 30 times. As you see David Beckham in the crowd, has been doing the rounds a bit, has the former England captain at these games. Was influential in bringing Messi to Miami in the first place. Here's Rodrigo de Paul, back to Romero. Again, Argentina just holding on to the ball in the middle of the park. Martinez, Lisandro Martinez, that is. Ball coming narrow, but then it's Enzo Fernandez who picks up possession. Rodrigo de Paul now carrying over the halfway line. Molina out to his right. Here is the Atletico Madrid man putting in field, but again, no real options for him other than Romero. Lisandro Martinez now gets his head up. Thought about the ball over the top to Medina, but holds on to it now. Enzo Fernandez. Argentina attacking down the left, and they've slipped it to Medina. Fernandez now inside the penalty area. Looking ahead, here's Thiago Almada. 30 yards from goal, just forced to twist and turn around Duarte. Still in possession. Messi now. Strong challenge in there from Pina, but referee has penalised the Cape Verde player, and this is a dangerous opportunity here. Ball fed into Messi by Almada. In fact, it was Cabral coming across to make the challenge. Bit of a harsh decision maybe from Drew Fisher. Cabral got some of the ball, but he did come in from an angle, and this is prime Lionel Messi territory. 30 yards out, slightly left of the posts. Vozinha about to organise his wall. We saw him score from a free kick against Jordan in the final group game. Got a glorious one against Nigeria back in the group stages, in Brazil in 2014 as well. Tying that left boot of his as they make their preparations. Vozinha just trying to get as many people in that wall as he can. De Paul standing near the ball as well, but you can imagine there'll only be one player to hit this. Messi hunkered down, looks up, places the ball on the spot. Fans on their feet in the stadium in Miami. De Paul and Messi just protesting. I think at how far the wall is away. But Messi now ready to take. Possibly the wrong side for a left footer, but this is Lionel Messi. One look above the wall, steps up, left footed, over the wall, into towards the bottom corner. It's a relatively handy take for Vozinha. Never really got the power on it, did Messi, on target, but a routine save for Vozinha. Gets it up and over the wall, does Messi, but fairly central, and it was dipping before it really reached the goal. So first effort on target this game goes the way of Lionel Messi and Argentina, but Vozinha equal to it. Here's De Paul now in the centre circle. Lofts one over the top. It's a brilliant ball. Laid off toward Messi. Vozinha out at the feet. It was Molina who got in behind. Offside flag may have been up anyway. De Paul with a glorious pick out to his fullback. And then a first time layoff from Molina inside to Messi. But Vozinha, alert to the danger, just smothers it. And suddenly Messi is just starting to come alive a bit. Vozinha, possession inside his own 6-yard box again, fakes the pass, sells Lautaro Martinez a dummy. Then Borges, risky ball into the middle of the pitch. Moreira does really well to pick it up ahead of Fernandez, and now drives forward for Cape Verde. Good stuff this from Steven Moreira, out to Lopez Cabral on this left hand side. First venture forward into the Argentinian half in a while, but then Moreira gives possession away. Here's Lautaro Martinez now, only Messi up with him. De Paul joins in. First time Paul back to McAllister, and he plays it out to the left hand side. Lisandro Martinez. Now here's Enzo Fernandez. Over on the left hand side. Argentina have just slowed it down, which has allowed Cape Verde to get back into their shape. Almada coming in off his win to find Messi, who's dropped a bit deeper now. De pick up possession. McAllister and Almada once more. Little ball into DePaul, who carries it one way and then finds Molina over on this right-hand touchline. Messi in a lot of space in the centre circle. Looks up, surveys his options. Goes short to Enzo Fernandez. Medina high and wide on the left-hand side. The full-back gets it. Low cross to the edge of the box. Easily read by Pina. And now here comes the counter-attack from Cape Verde, led by Kevin Pina. Wants an option out to the right, which is Mendes. He comes short to pick up possession. Infield now as far as Duarte. Here's Cabral. Jovan Cabral, that is. Sidney Lopez Cabral in support on this left wing. Little drop of the shoulder, feint inside, and DeRoy Duarte finds Pina. And Moreira. Cape Verde just wanting to hold on to the ball for a moment or two. They've been sitting deep in their own half for a while. Pico Lopez now out to Borges. DeRoy Duarte as Argentina apply a small bit of pressure. Lopez out to the right hand side. Mendes comes short. Lovely little dribble past Enzo Fernandez, and now release the ball out to the left hand side, and Lopez Cabral just can't quite get it under control. Lovely play by Ryan Mendes. Initially just a little movement to get around Fernandez. He wasn't too committed in the challenge, but the pass out to the left hand side just not on target. And it's a throw to Argentina, and they've just wasted a bit of possession there. Lionel Scaloni on his feet, barking instructions at his side. Argentina, of course, searching for their 4th consecutive international trophy. 2 continental championships, a world championship as well. It takes a lot to be immortal in a footballing country such as Argentina, but that might just do it. There's Lopez Cabral back to DeRoy Duarte into Pina. Duarte again over on this left hand side. Borges on the edge of his own box over to the right hand side. Here's Pico Lopez, bit of space in front of him to attack, but he's just misplaced that pass. Mendes went over the top, he went short. Now here's Fernandez, finds the feet of Messi. Nice first touch, it comes out to Rodrigo de Paul, lifts it back over the top. Messi just trying to control it inside the Cape Verde box, gets surrounded by defenders and has it nicked off him. Nuno da Costa then beaten to it by Romero, but then Fernandez was slow, and Pina can drive forward here for Cape Verde into the Argentine half. Has Moreira in support out to his right hand side. Now Mendes. Moreira again. And Pico Lopez infield to Duarte. Short to the feet of Johanna Cabral. Now to Sidney Lopez Cabral now. A few little step overs as he tries to take on DePaul. Just loses control of it though. Allows DePaul to come in and nick it off him. Now here's Enzo Fernandez. And Sandro Martinez carrying it out from the edge of his own penalty area. McAllister comes short as Manchester United and Liverpool connect. Messi now is peeled out to this right hand side and picks up possession. Little drop of the shoulder, goes past one. Messi ball down the sideline looking for Molina, well read that time by Cabral. And Duarte infield picks it up for Cape Verde. Back to Cabral, and now Borges trying to play their way out from the back, could be dangerous. Borges under pressure from Messi, but gets his clearance up toward Da Costa, who takes a tumble under the challenger Romero. Da Costa furious, felt as though there was an infringement there. Drew Fisher says play on. Enzo Fernandez now for Argentina. 24 minutes gone, approaching the first hydration break. Still Argentina 0, Cape Verde 0. Switch of play out to this right hand side. Molina chests it down for Rodrigo de Paul. Martinez and Messi in the middle. De Paul gets his head up, floats it into the middle. Borges away for Cape Verde. Throw in on this near side for Argentina. As they're just still trying to stay strong, this Cape Verde defence. Still scoreless. They've more than held their own here as we hit the first hydration break of the game. Argentina 0, Cape Verde 0. Few flashes for Lionel Messi. One from a free kick, one layoff from Molina, shot dragged wide, but other than that, Cape Verde haven't looked too bothered at the back. Vizinha playing with real confidence, particularly with the ball at his feet. You see Martinez, haven't seen too much of him really in the game. Julian Alvarez, of course, on the bench, another fantastic option. The heat in Miami at the moment reaching 32 degrees at the time of kickoff. So the fluids on board, well needed. So the winner of this will face another African side, Egypt, beating Australia on penalties in the earlier game today. That will be Tuesday evening, or Tuesday midday local time, in Atlanta in the round of 16. Obviously Argentina well expected to progress through this round, but Cape Verde doing well at the moment. Long way to go. Scaloni speaking with Molina and Martinez. And now Facundo Medina. I wonder if he wants more support from his fullbacks, particularly on that left-hand side. Medina got forward on a few occasions as they looked decent along that left-hand touchline. Every now and then Vizinha also in conversation with the staff, as we see Diego Simeone in the stands. Of course, his son Juliano among the Argentine substitutes. Former Argentinian international, of course, the Atletico Madrid manager. 5 of his players in this Argentina squad. Juan Musso, the goalkeeper. Molina, obviously the full-back. Thiago Almada, Julian Alvarez, and of course his son Juliano. So how much longer Julian Alvarez will be his player remains to be seen. Players ready to continue now after this hydration break. Throw in for Argentina deep in the Cape Verdean half, level with the edge of the 18-yard box. Now Molina with the ball in his hands. No goals as of yet. A reminder, obviously, as this is knockout, extra time and penalties await if we're level after 90. Alexis McAllister back to Molina now, wanting movement ahead of him, drops it inside for Lautaro Martinez. Nice ball, Medina, ball out of his feet, as Almada in support. Just forced back though by good Cape Verdean defensive structure. Now Lisandro Martinez slows it right down, plays it to his right. Romero, Molina comes short to get on the ball. DePaul makes a little bit of a shimmy down the line, but pass. He's found Messi, lovely first touch, Messi! It was only a matter of time. Lionel Messi gets his 7th goal in 4 games, and what an opener! An absolutely brilliant pick out by Lisandro Martinez, dinked over the top. Messi peels away from Dini Borges. The first touch is delightful, kills it, and then pokes it past the on-rushing Vizinha. And just on the half-hour mark, it is the magic man again, Lionel Messi. 8 games in a row he scored now. And it is absolutely sumptuous. The first touch and the finish. You can't expect much more from this man, but he keeps on delivering. Argentina ahead. And who else but Lionel Messi? What a goal for the world champions. And of course Messi will get the headlines, but the vision from Lisandro Martinez, it's a brilliant assist from the Manchester United man. Puts the pass on a sixpence, but there was still a lot to do. but you're always going to have faith that he could deliver, as he has time and time and time again. Lionel Messi, 20 goals at this stage. He continues to set the pace at the top of the historic standings. He has now 7 goals in 4 games. It's his 6th knockout goal. It's the one and only Lionel Messi. And what do Cape Verde have in response here as Borges just about escapes Messi to release the pass? Here's Pico Lopez now looking ahead. Finds the feet of Ryan Mendes. Heavy touch for him. Possession given away. Lautaro Martinez trying to make something happen. Just overruns it himself. And it's back with the Argentine goalkeeper now. Having done so well for the opening half an hour or so, Cape Verde are behind. 39 years old Lionel Messi, and yet the magic touch has not gone away. Here's Lisandro Martinez again. Romero into Alexis McAllister. Now we're to this right-hand side. Rodrigo de Paul. Messi coming short. Little drop of the shoulder and sprint down the line, but he's stopped in his tracks really well by Cabral, who takes it back the other way. Carries infield, takes a tumble, little shove at the back there from Molina. Jovan Cabral doing really well there. Not fazed by the challenge in front from as Babista prowls the Cape Verde touchline. Wondering what he can say to his players. Here's Pina. Now Duarte. Lopez Cabral on this left-hand side. Drop of the shoulder, carries infield, looks for a switch of play out towards Mendes, but gets that all wrong. It's an applause from his captain, but it's straight out over the end line for an Argentine goal kick. Go short. Martinez. To Romero, who just has to chase this under a bit of pressure from DaCosta, but ghosts past him. Ball into the middle, helped on by Enzo Fernandez and Messi, and out to Medina on the left-hand side. Argentina playing with real confidence now. And Messi drops into his own half to pick up the ball. Carries forward, looking up as ever. Into this right-hand side, Rodrigo de Paul. Reverses it back towards Messi. To the middle of the park. Here's Martinez. McAllister picks it up. Now here's Messi. 35 yards from goal. Gets the head down. Carries toward the edge of the box. Molina out on this right hand side. Into the middle. Almada shaping to shoot. Tries to get it onto his left foot. Trying to find Messi. Just a touch evaded him that time, but Cabral taking it the other way. DaCosta laid it back to Cabral now. If you can get the pass, Mendes is in a lot of space on the right hand side. Duarte though can't get hold of it. Referee thought about pulling it back for a foul on Duarte. Lawrence Duarte that is, but didn't really see an infringement there. And it remains 1-0, just over 10 minutes to go till the end of the first 45. Obviously we'll have at least 3 minutes of additional time. As Argentina continue to attack. Martinez again. He went to the exact same spot where he got the assist from. McAllister. Now De Paul. Molina makes a dart in behind. De Paul instead goes over the other side towards Almada, but he won't be able to control that. Good tracking back there by Mendes. And it'll be a throw into Cape Verde. You see the golden boot standings. Mbappe, one behind Messi now. Haaland and Kane, two behind. As we see the goal again. The first touch with the outside of the left foot to stop it dead, and then the second touch is the finish, composed past Vozinha. There is only one Lionel Messi. What a player, what a goal. How could you ever doubt him at 39 years of age? And his 6th time at this tournament. Here's Martinez again. Thought about playing the ball once more, but decided not to. Keeps it short to Romero. Floats it out to the left-hand side. Almada in a bit of space for Argentina. Back to Medina. Enzo Fernandez and Almada. Medina continues his run forward. Fernandez just forced back to Sandro Martinez. Here's Christian Romero. Alexis McAllister now. First time ball out to the right-hand side. Molina is there, but the offside flag is up. Just drifted, wasn't even necessarily looking at the ball, was Naum Molina. Don't think he was expecting it too much. And playing offside. Here's Pico Lopez now. We right to Morera. Duarte now. Finds Pina, just sidesteps around Lautaro Martinez. Back to Duarte. Finds his brother, Duroy, and now Lopez Cabral. Cape Verde just trying to get hold of possession here. As Lopez forward for Morera. Ryan Mendes in nearly a right back position. Argentina applying a bit of pressure. Lopez forward for Morera again. Plays it down the line, searching for Da Costa. Gets a deflection, so thrown to Cape Verde. Over on the right hand side. Stephen Morera to take. Back to Pico Lopez. Vozinha now has been beaten. Third clean sheet in 4 games, evading him. Playing it around the back again, Cape Verde. Here's Pico Lopez. Little incisive pass towards Duarte, lofted forward. Da Costa gets the flick as far as Mendes. One in the air that time by Romero, but breaks from Morera here. Over on the right hand side. Good work from Morera. Trying to get a cross in, fires it in, but just lost control of it right at the very end, and it's out for a goal kick for Argentina. They've put something together, some nice pattern to play, Cape Verde, but just missing that final end product. Really, only have had the one shot on goal in this first half. Argentina taking the lead right after the hydration break. A few chances before, for a second before the break. Molina now, heavy touch from the full-back though, he's overrun it. Conceded a needless throw-in on this right-hand side. So it will be a Cape Verde ball. It's Lopez Cabral go back to Borges. Man, you just lost sight of Messi for half a second for the goal. Lopez into Pina. Picks up possession on halfway. Mendes back to Morera. And here's Maros Duarte. Finds a free man again. It's his brother, Duroy Duarte. Mendes once more. On the right hand side for Cape Verde. Duarte once more, picking it up inside the Argentine half. Stopped in his tracks by Alexis McAllister, but Pina is there to pick up the pieces. Now Cabral cuts inside onto his right foot. Free on the right hand side is Morera. Can he get the cross in? Mendes was there, it's beyond him. Comes to Lopez Cabral on the left hand side. First venture forward for Cape Verde. Mendes, ball into the box, but Medina hammers clear. Duarte was waiting at the back post. Pico Lopez coming all the way out to win the header, but Argentina win it back. Lopez with the challenge on Almada, who was being dragged back by Duarte. Free kick given. And just couldn't quite get the ball into the box. Pick out someone in there, Cape Verde. Argentina now have it with Romero. Lisandro Martinez once more. Alexis McAllister. Cape Verde just coming out of their shape a bit and pressing the Argentine midfielders. They get on it. Here's DePaul on halfway. Over on this right hand side. Infield to Alexis McAllister. DePaul once more. Now Cape Verde just drop everyone behind the ball. Messi lurking on this right hand touchline. DePaul driving run forward. Did well to be stopped there by Cabral. Now Lopez Cabral has it nicked off him by Messi along the right hand side. Infield to Fernandez. Almada. Facundo Medina busting a gut to get on the overlap. Almada ignores him and plays it infield. Here's McAllister. Molina. Now Argentina searching for a second. Good work from Cape Verde to force it back to Romero. Every Argentine player again within 40-45 yards of the Cape Verde goal. Here's Rodrigo DePaul, picked up a little pocket of space. Messi wants it to feed inside. DePaul keeps it himself, tries to find Almada. It comes to the back post. Medina, Messi now at the edge of the box, clips it forward. Enzo Fernandez, but flag is up for an earlier offside in the move. I think it's against Medina. So it will be free kick to Cape Verde. Here's Pico Lopez. Square to Borges. And now Sidney Cabral. Lovely drop of the shoulder by Cabral that goes past Molina. Really good from the Cape Verde winger. Ball into the middle. Doesn't quite work out. Well read that time by Enzo Fernandez. Right place at the right time to snuff out that danger, and then goes down under the challenge of Dimroy Duarte. Lovely little drop of the shoulder there by Jovan Cabral to get around Molina. Just couldn't quite get the pass. Romero. And Enzo Fernandez. Head to the left hand side. Medina. Back to Martinez. Pressured by DeCosta, nearly closed him down, but gets it back to his goalkeeper. Here's Romero. Cabral comes to meet him, but it's out to Molina now. Argentina playing their way out of defence. DePaul's pass towards Messi just about reaches the skipper, and then a foul by Borges on Messi right on the sideline. Gives a free kick to Argentina. In fact, it was Lopez Cabral. He's just a fraction of a second late. Long ball forward, looking for Lautaro Martinez. Vozinha did well to scamper out to claim it, and then just got a little nick from the inter-captain as they both chased that. So it will be a free kick to Cape Verde. As we approach the conclusion of this first half. First half that in many ways has gone all right for Cape Verde, but in others they're 1-0 down, and sometimes there's just nothing you can do to stop that man wearing the number 10. For Argentina, here's Romero. Alexis McAllister. You feel a second Argentine goal here certainly put this game beyond Cape Verde's reach. The Beast would want to get them into the dressing room at halftime to regroup. Lisandro Martinez. Here's Christian Romero. Argentine centre backs playing with walking pace, but then Martinez fizzes one into the feet of Fernandez. Thiago Almada back to Medina. Fernandez and Almada once more. Here's Lisandro Martinez. Surveying the options ahead of him. Not much there, so he goes back to his centre-back partner, Christian Romero. Alexis McAllister now, trying to find Messi. Cut out by Lopez. Back to Martinez. Lovely save by Vozinha. Snapshot from the edge of the box. On target. Still there for Argentina. Messi on this right-hand side. Faced by 3 Cape Verde defenders. Back to DePaul. In fact, it was Enzo Fernandez who had that effort after the ball broke to him. Here's Medina. Back to McAllister. Vozinha down to his left to just parry that away. Here's Rodrigo de Paul now. Alexis McAllister. Argentina looking ominous here. Lisandro Martinez. We've played the first 45 minutes, 4 additional ones at the end of this first half. Martinez looking for the exact same ball towards Messi, just overcooks this one slightly. Borges, I think, does enough, but it's nearly the exact same pass as we see that Enzo Fernandez effort again. Lopez does well to get in front of Lautaro Martinez. It breaks to Fernandez at the edge of the box. Tries to just wrap his foot around it to find that bottom corner. Smart stop from Vozinha. 2 hands on it to parry away. Header won in the middle of the park though for Argentina. Here's Almada on the left hand side. Enzo Fernandez just forced back to the halfway line for Martinez, and now Romero striding forward. Finds defeated Rodrigo de Paul out to this right hand side. Molina. De Paul wants the return and gets it back. Thought about the cross, but instead finds Molina again. Rodrigo de Paul now carries infield from the right hand touchline. Enzo Fernandez puts studs on the ball, looks to his left, finds Lisandro Martinez. Messi coming short to get on the ball. Back to goal, 30 yards from the posts. Messi, little ball over the top looking for Medina, well cut out by Moreira. Cape Verde can't quite clear the lines. It's back with Messi, tries a nutmeg on Borges, who stands his ground well. Now Cape Verde have a chance of a counter. Cabral can't quite get that to stick. Possession is overturned. Lautaro Martinez, here's Fernandez. Ball ricochets off a defender, and then Messi just fouls Lopez Cabral from behind as they were both looking for that ball. Just didn't quite react quick enough, did Leo Messi, to that. And it will be a Cape Verde free kick. See that Vozinha save again from Fernandez. There's Duarte now for Cape Verde. Over to Lopez on the halfway line. Back to Borges. Messi just lurking in front of him. He comes out to his left. To Roy Duarte. Now Pico Lopez again. First touch, gets it out of his feet, crosses into the Argentinian half. Into the right hand side now. Ryan Mendes, little ball down the channel. Duarte's continued his run. Laros Duarte this is, but he's stopped in his track. Good challenge there by Medina. And now Almada trying to lead a late charge in this half for Argentina. Fernandez finds McAllister and then picks it back up, sprayed out to this right hand side. Rodrigo de Paul. Molina up in support with him. De Paul comes back in field as far as Enzo Fernandez, and now Leo Messi picks it up. Messi in the centre circle, just slowing everything down. Plays it out in front of him, and now here's Romero into the opposition half. McAllister wanted in front of him, instead he comes back as far as Enzo Fernandez. Do you wonder if the heat in Miami is just playing a bit of a factor towards the end of this half? Argentina just slowing the pace of everything down a bit. Obviously Cape Verde trying to play with a bit more intensity, but tough in these conditions. McAllister over to Romero again. Lisandro Martinez. Argentina just playing down to the end of this 4 minutes, which are nearly up. First half, which they've shown real flashes, and in particular one moment of pure quality from you-know-who, as Drew Fisher blows his half-time whistle at the break. Argentina 1, Cape Verde 0. Leo Messi's 7th goal in this competition. His 7th in 4 games, 20 overall for him. Breaks the deadlock just shy